Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Thursday Night Therapy with your favourite TNT nerds. That's us. Say hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hi. Excellent. Hi, everybody. It's going to be a great evening. I can tell. It's everything's fine. I don't know what you're talking about. Shush, quite all of you. Welcome to Thursday Night Therapy. Where five friends from across the entirety of time and space come together for some much needed cathartic D&D, which is what we're here for. D&D, it's good, isn't it? Good
Absolutely,
we like it.
I've missed it.
Yeah, good. Right, so we are playing the Return of the Fingers 4 campaign. If you are not up to date with what we're doing, then go back and listen to our previous episodes. You can find them on podcast form. You can find them on the YouTubes. And all that wonderful stuff. Also, if D&D ain't your thing and you like Minecraft instead, we now do Minecraft Mondays on Twitch. On Monday at 8:30 p.m. Every week, with videos going up on YouTube throughout the week after that. Any other announcements do we have? Do we know? There's nothing coming up, is there? Nothing we need to...
No,
I don't think so.
I am just going to say I apologise to anyone who watches did watch my kind of regular-ish painting stuff. I am going through a bit of a dip at the moment and can only really concentrate on one thing, which is Minecraft. So I apologise. But normal service should resume once my hyperfixation has ebbed.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's all good. We all get
Never apologise for mental health.
No.
Absolutely.
Do we perhaps need to mention that although we usually play the NCL League on the first week of the month, we're probably not going to be doing that, as Nate is away in 2 weeks, so we're probably going to do it then when he's not here and play Phoenix for next week. Is that what we literally just talked about like 2 minutes ago? Or
I believe that was what we just talked about 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Say, I honestly wasn't sure anymore, so
You've covered it, so that's all good.
Yeah.
If
I'm not here in 2 weeks, these fucks will do something without me. All good.
I'm so miserable that you are going to download and I'm not. It's just not fair. Honestly,
I don't even know what that is.
Download
Music Festival, Download Festival in Donington.
Metallica are playing twice. Slipknot are headlining on the Sunday. You got Avatar and Nightwish and Hailstorm and Evanescence.
Nightwish.
Yeah,
I mean, not
Great if we had Nightwish.
For old folks like you and I, Sean, it is what used to be Donington Festival.
Yeah, Monsters of Rock.
Okay.
Yeah, Monsters of Rock, Donington, etc.
Yeah.
Everybody from Architects to Hailstorm to Mammoth. It's going to be
Ice Nine
fantastic.
Kills.
Ice Nine Kills. Oh, it's going to be so good.
Shut up.
All of the heavy music.
Shut up.
And then a country singer for some odd reason.
All right,
Sure, why the fuck not?
Why not?
Which country?
An American country singer.
Nashville.
Probably. I don't remember the name or what they do, but it's like Taylor Swift-ish. So it's great to go from Ice Nine Kills and Disturbed to Taylor Swift-ish.
I'm going to
Any
research
issues
this
there?
now because I think there's more than you're letting on here with this one.
No.
Anyway, we should probably do the thing.
Yes.
No. Right, welcome to the TNT Nerds podcast, where we are going to be talking about shit for the rest of the next 2.5 hours.
Oh, God. I might need alcohol for that.
Yeah, no, we tried that once, and it turned out to be 2.5 hours of me talking, because it turns out once I get going on a tangent, I can't stop, which is essentially what I did last week, actually, and now I think about it.
Not a problem with that. All the law. Very excited. Very happy.
Big old Lord Amp. Okay, so let us do the blurb. Mr. Nadz, if you could take us over. Brilliant, thank you very much. Now, past me, don't fuck this up. You know, your performance has been lacking recently, so if you could sort it out, that'd be appreciated. Thank you. All maps in this stream, or video, depending where you're watching it, were created using assets from Forgotten Adventures. A whole bunch of tokens used were also obtained from Forgotten Adventures. They are super cool. Go check them out. www.forgotten-adventures.net. There'll be a link to the website in the chat and also in the description of this video. Excellent. Better, much better past me.
Yes.
You're still thin ice though. Careful. Right. And I think with that, all there is left to say is, let's do a heckin' thing.
Mm-hmm.
With his soul now reunited with his body, Eric Torborg finally awoke from his slumber. Strangely, he seemed to recognize us, me, Rune and Bonk at least, and he even asked where Rickle was. He not only knew who we were, he actually claimed to have been actively looking for us. He had been sent from Britha Tower. Curious as we were, he promised to explain, and so he told the story of the end of the world. It took a while. On and on he went. For hours. It was almost too much to take in. I mean, he really didn't stop talking. For a long time. It was quite excessive. But the main points, I believe, were a portal opened and demons poured forth. But Britha Tower was somewhat prepared. A force field, a dome of sorts, was raised, and the city remained safe, at least for those inside the protective walls of energy. They were safe inside, but they could only watch as the world around them crumbled to the dark forces, and clerics and worshippers went mad as they felt their deities perishing. The forces holding up the dome began to tire, and so it was decided something had to be done. The plan? To teleport the dome and its inhabitants to a safer place, the Astral Sea. There they were safe, but issues arise. Crops would not grow, in fact nothing would, not even the people. And so, improvements were made, allowing the dome to now teleport back and forth to the material plane, and even stay afloat while there. They could now see the continents had been crushed together into a single landmass. Getting to this point actually took many years, and during this time, information was preened from a now insane Valras Glinkum about the Phoenix Four, us, and our mission for the Eye of the Beholder. It was deemed as potentially vital to find the object, and so they started searching, and finally they found what was once the island where we perished. Within the temple and the Eye, they managed to find what we had failed to. With the Eye in their possession, they were able to look into the past and watch what happened to us, how we died, how the sword, the key, was extracted from my body. They also watched as Bonk, with Nadia in tow, was able to escape. Accompanied with this was a message from the Raven Queen that the Phoenix Four would return to turn the tide of destiny again. A glimpse of the future was shown. The new Phoenix Four would be found in an abandoned village. Here it was that Eric, while searching for us, was slain, and his soul collected. After his story, we discussed the future, the possibility of the gods still being alive somewhere, and the curious situation we have with Bonk here in the Twilight Court. Bonk himself made it clear he had no desire to discuss such things. In the end, we decided on the following plan. Using Bonk's purple trees, we would get ourselves as close as possible to a location Eric was calling Bell Mountain. Within, an astral bell, and ringing it would basically send a message to Britha Tower that someone was waiting to be collected.
Excellent. Thank you, Sean.
It was
Let's
so
get it.
long, the music ran out.
Yeah, don't think I didn't notice that shade in there either. Don't think I didn't notice. I noticed.
It was subtle, but it was there.
Oh yeah. Yep, I know who's the first to die.
I did warn you.
Yeah, I know you warned me. I love the shade. It's delicious. It tastes like butterscotch.
Mm.
Nom, 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 nom. Okay, so
Such an unhinged episode. Oh my god.
So. When we left off, people were retiring for what passes for the night in the Twilight Court. Picked a little heart-to-heart with Snicked, and then retired for the evening. So you all had a long rest. Not that you need it, because obviously you didn't, do anything that used any abilities last time. But you're all awake from what passes for a long rest.
Nice.
Unusually, the sun is actually high in the sky. It is not the perpetual twilight that it normally is here. Clearly, Bonk is focusing on actually making it daytime for once. So, Fichte, you were awake in the forge where you went to sleep. I don't know where the rest of you went to get your heads down.
I mean, I assume I at least would have just retired to Bonk's abode.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was sleeping under the tree again. Or resting under the tree. Whatever it is that passes for sleep for us.
Cool. Okay, so you're awake to actual afternoon daylight. It looks a bit... you're so used to it being perpetually twilight here that it's actually a little bit jarring seeing it in full light. It's the shadows are no longer stretched out in one direction. The shadows are actually now just pooling around whatever is casting them. It's almost slightly unnerving. What would you like to do?
Speaking of slightly unnerving, what is... If I look over, is Eric Torborg still fast asleep?
No, Eric is not in his bed.
Ooh. Is there anyone in the forge?
Yes, Blacksmith Oakenheart is in, as always. He is he's getting the bellows and getting things fired up because you put in an order for knives last time, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, he's getting things ready for that. Snicked is doing something which involves liquids and glass tubes.
Working on something for me. Maybe. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Actually, Rune does have a question for both Snicked and Bonk.
Okay. Who would you like to speak to first?
Well, if they're both there...
No, well, if you're at the tree...
Yeah.
Then you're at the tree. So you will need to either go to the forge or you need to go and see Bonk out.
Yeah. So I guess I'll go and see Snicked actually first.
Okay. So you make your way over to the forge.
Yeah.
Fichte is still in there.
Yep.
What did I say? Snicked. Not
Snicked,
Fichte.
Yes. Yeah, no.
Right.
I'm just.
But I am also there.
Oh no!
Sorry. Okay.
Yep.
I was confusing myself. All right. So I walk in and I'll say, Snicked, I have a question. You are a dab hand with the alchemy and sciences, yes?
Well, I dabble.
Okay. Well, is it possible? I do not know, but is it possible for you to make diamonds?
Make diamonds.
Yeah. I mean, is there a way that you can make them with alchemy and science, or is that beyond your means?
I have never tried. It is an interesting idea. Obviously, if I were to make a diamond, it would not be a true diamond. True diamond have to be found, mined. Anything I make would be a, how do you say, facsimile? maybe?
Okay. I'm just thinking of diamonds for the purpose of spellcasting.
As components, I see, yes. I do not know whether the anything that I make will be able to be used. I do not know how the spell would react. It is possible that it would work. It is possible something strange might happen.
Okay, well, maybe something to think about for the future. But seeing as Bonk seems to be able to shape this place in any manner he sees fit, perhaps I should ask him also.
Maybe. It's entirely possible. But again, I do not know. Things that the Lord Bonk makes here, I don't know what they would be like in the real world.
Yeah, also very true. It would require many field tests.
As you say, yes.
Maybe I don't think he is very pleased with me at the moment, so perhaps maybe you could mention it to him next time you see him?
Oh, yes. Oh, you want me to ask if he can make us diamonds, yes?
Yeah.
I will see.
Thank you. I think I will be giving him a wide berth. Just for a little while.
The Lord Bonk is kind and giving. He forgives.
Yeah, I know. But I think I put too much pressure on him, perhaps. I'll talk to him later. It's fine. Thank you, Snicked.
It's a pleasure. I will see what I can do.
Okay, thank you. That's me done. I'll just hang out until we decide what we're doing.
Snicked was just sat on the floor, just watching the forge, listening to your conversation, and would just kind of wave you over and clear a bit of space on the floor for you as a morning. Let's just have a drink and sit.
Yeah, sounds good. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, I'm okay.
It's a lot to take in, huh? Eric's information.
There are a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I am not magically inclined. This is painfully obvious. Everything he says. Do you believe him?
Actually, it makes perfect sense, considering what Gray and Bonk and I have all been through. Yeah. Considering what we know of the before times, it surprisingly makes a lot of sense and answers a lot of questions we had, so I mean, I'm on board with it, and the Raven Queen kind of told us that this was the guy, you know, so I think I trust him.
That's fair. It is, as you say, a lot. I don't even know how long it's been anymore. Since our past lives.
I think
everything has changed so much in such a short space of time.
Yeah, I think to dwell on that is foolish at this point. I mean, it's trying to make sense of chaos. It's not going to happen. We just have to accept our reality as it lands now and move forward from that, I think.
This reality is so far removed from what I knew.
Yeah. You and me both.
Did you have magic in your past life?
I had it was different though.
Did you fight in your last life?
Yeah, I was don't judge me too harshly when I say this. I did not have any choice, but I was a war skald for the Uthterras Dominion forces. But everybody who I served with was indentured servants and slaves. We were not there of our own choice. I
have no judgment nor ill will towards anything that you did before.
It's refreshing.
But your past life is somewhat mirrored here, yeah? There is fighting, there is magic, there are people that you work with and you care about.
Yeah.
I had none of those things.
Well, one thing that we do have in common, my past life was a series of events that were beyond my control, and I was constantly thrusted into new situations, new surroundings, and eventually living that kind of life, you learn to just roll with it, you know? You kind of grasp the one thing that you know for sure is always going to be there, and you don't let go. I think in our case, we should hold on to the belief in each other, because this new world is in constant flux, and we seem to be the only solid things around ourselves that we can anchor to. So back then, for me, it was belief in my god, Cord. He was the one I followed. Although I wielded my magics in a different way, it had a different flavor to that which I have now. But again, flux is something I am used to at this point, and I just have to roll with it and trust my instincts. You would do well to trust yours.
My instinct is to leave you all behind. I only ever worked alone.
You have to do what is right for you, man. But I would personally advise against it. Together
What
we
is
are
right
stronger.
for me does not matter anymore, does it?
You could look at it that way, I suppose. Commitment to a
right
higher
for me.
cause is a powerful tool.
What is right for me died 20 years ago. As I did. As we did.
True enough. But if you have any difficulties adjusting, or you just need to talk about it, get your head straight. You know we are always here.
I think my head is straight. But I do have a favor to ask.
What is a
If
favor?
that is the right word. If we are all going to travel together, and we will all fight together, I need you to teach me to fight.
Teach you to fight. That is something I can do.
I have some knowledge you've seen, and I've mentioned it before, but I've never really fought as another person before. These creatures that we fought and cut through, For want of a better word, it was business.
Mm-hmm.
I have defended myself against guards, plucky nobles that thought they could get in my way.
But you have never fought as a soldier.
9.
This I can
I
teach.
have never killed another man, being, person before.
Ah,
And I think this is some things I will have to learn sooner rather than later.
well, I have nothing better to do until we have decided on a course of action. So, whenever you are ready, I am ready.
I'll look around at the empty fucking place, just as the forge and there's Snicked working. Is there an empty area in here, Troy?
Not really, no. It's not a huge building, and one half is fully taken up with like forge equipment. There's an anvil, bellows over in the corner. There's metal tools hanging from the walls and bits of scrap metal and wood. And then the other half is like a glass explosion that's kind of just ongoing.
Yeah.
Perhaps not here.
If there's a field somewhere close,
We will find a space.
I would appreciate it.
Well, and Rune stands up and dusts himself off and goes, "Okay, let's go."
Thank you.
Anytime.
I'm man enough to admit when I don't know something that I need to know.
It is a good
So
trait.
I hope you can teach me well.
So do I. Let's go and see what you know and what you need to know.
Yeah, and I will gesture towards the door for him to lead on.
I guess we go.
So you step outside and looking around. So the forge is kind of the center of the kind of shanty village. So you got the tree, which is, it towers over everything. It is the main focus of everything. The forge was clearly built quite early on in the formation of this place. So it's quite close to the tree. There's not a great deal of space here. Usually space is filled quite quickly by a tent or a lean-to house or something along those lines. The further you get away from the center, the more things begin to open up a bit more. So you can probably walk for a little bit in any direction, and you'll come to a more open area where you can have a little bit of sparring practice.
That is what we shall do.
All right.
Okay. So do you want to do this, or you?
Oh, I didn't know if we were going to just fade out or...
Well, it's up to you. It's up to you
Are we
guys.
actually going to spar, Nate? Up to you.
I'm okay with a fade out. We're not aiming to fight each other or do any damage. This is very simply, as Fichte said, he's never fought a person before. So actually being able to try and size up a real opponent is something that could be very valuable to him.
Okay.
And also he gets to learn a little bit more about the way you fight.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't something that was targeted at you, it was just targeted at someone who knows how to fight.
Yeah.
So he wanted to see what information he could glean about you and your fighting style and your strengths, as well as learn himself.
Yeah. Fair.
So
I'll take all of the different weapons that I have on my person with me, so that I've got several different things to work with and show him. I guess we'll start his training.
So you it's not exactly an 80s montage, but it's it's good enough for this. You basically you show them the ropes. You start off with sticks, literally just sticks that you find on the ground. This is how you hold it. You go through some motions of blocking, stepping to one side. The forms that because you have a military background.
Yeah.
So you know how to drill with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
After probably about an hour or two, you have a little bit of a crowd. Some kids are watching. Adorably, some of the kids are attempting to copy you. They have their sticks and they're trying to line up in a rough little ragtag group, and they're trying to follow you with the forms and whatnot. And as you step away, you hear the prophet of Lord Bonk knows the ways of war.
Oh no. Oh dear. Starting to feel how Bonk feels. I think Rune's quite content with people watching because he figures, these people can't stay here forever. I mean, maybe they can, but, it's always good to be prepared, and at some point, they may be called upon to defend themselves and their families, so he's cool with it.
Okay. So you will notice that, obviously, as mentioned before, when you first got here, the kids were running around with kind of green painted branches stuck to the sides of their heads, saying that they were Father Bonk and how they were in charge. Some of the kids now, you notice, have kind of... gold is a hard colour to replicate, but they've tried with what they have available. So they have kind of mud smeared across their faces. And if you squint, maybe they may have a similar skin tone to your Asimar lineage. And they're going around and they're marching backwards and forwards with big exaggerated movements, with their swords out, going, no, do as I say. I am the prophet of Bonk. You will listen.
Oh no, that's not what I sound like, is it?
Yes. You're making quite the impression.
Okay. Not uncomfortable at all.
Okay, so whilst that is going on, Taral and Grey, what would you be doing?
Go on.
I'll start then. So having watched Rune and Fichte doing a little bit of sparring and just keeping an eye on everything else that's going on, Taral will at some point slip into the blacksmith and kind of get what was the little kobold called?
Snicked.
So he would
Snicked and Fichte. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Got Snick's attention and spoken to him. Snicked, may I have a moment of your time?
Oh, yes. What can I do for you, Taral?
Well, when we came back the last time, one of my companions, Fichte, brought you some items that we found in the world out there. And I wondered I don't know if you've got any expertise in it or how it works, but if I remember rightly, we found some poisonous agents. And I wondered if there's any way you could look to maybe imbue is probably not the word, but coat some of my arrows in them and see if they could have a bit more potency. Is this something you might be able to do?
I can certainly refine poisons from specific materials that you bring to me. I would not be able to imbue, as you say. I cannot make the metal poison. Make a paste for you to apply yourself.
This could work very much the same. I suppose if it's a quick coating on the tip of the arrow and then fired into the belly of the enemy would do just as much damage, I suppose.
Yes, I mean I can make it viscous so it does not drip off in flight. but likely have to apply just before the firing of the arrow, because if it dries, it very likely will not have any potency.
Well, yeah, that sounds fairly obvious, but okay. Great. How long do you think something like this may take?
Oh, an hour, maybe?
Oh, sounds great. I shall come back and see you shortly, I suppose.
I shall do my best, and I shall have something for you very shortly.
Thank you, Snicked. Thank you. And
That's
I'll
okay.
exit and again just go and watch Rune and Fichte, see how they're getting on sparring.
Mm-hmm.
You're stealing my poison ideas. Bloody rude.
If an idea is good, it's worth copying.
That's fair. That's fair.
I would have had no idea that you'd have done that, so...
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Been asked by two separate people for poisons. Interesting.
Clearly a bunch of murderous bastards.
Nah.
Hey. Grey.
I think I would like to awake from my rest, uncross my arms, sit bolt upright. Is Bonk here in his abode?
No.
In that case, I will stand up, step outside, curse the sun that blinds my eyes.
Yep, it's quite unfamiliar.
I'll try and pull my hair over my face as much as possible, squinting and grimacing and cursing the light. Can I just scan, do a 180? I'm just curious, does anything look different than it did the day before here? Has anything changed again?
Give me perception.
Okay. A skill
First
check.
roll.
12.
It's a 12.
It's a 12. Oddly, everything looks different. Because everything is in direct sunlight currently. Which, now you're thinking about it, you haven't seen direct sunlight since you awoke. Because out in the world, it's all cloudy and dark always. And here, it's generally been twilight or nighttime. And so, as such, everything feels a little bit odd, a little bit off. You're used to seeing shadows here, but there aren't any. Not really. Not apart from the ones directly below you. That in itself is odd and a little bit unsettling. Squinting up at the sky, you can see that the sun is directly overhead, as if it was noon. There are no clouds in the sky. And with 12, as you do your kind of 180 and looking around at people, the mood is slightly different. Beforehand, it's been a general kind of camaraderie. The people here are fully aware of how lucky they are to be here and how, everything is generally fine. Obviously they're fully aware, or the survivors are fully aware that the world is dead or doomed or dying, and the kids don't know any different. However, there's a kind of a slight undercurrent of unease.
I'm assuming I don't... Go on.
Oh, sorry. People are glancing skyward. Because as if they're not used to this either.
I'm assuming I don't see Bonk.
Bonk is not around currently, no.
Okay, I just want to walk up to the first person I see and say, have you seen Bonk?
So yeah, this is half-orc chap. I think you spoke to him previously. When you were asking about why people referred to Bonk as Father Bonk. And it's, he's like, he came out of his hut a little bit ago, and he went off in the direction of the forge. I thought he was going to go in, but he just kind of walked around it and carried on going.
And then I want to walk in that direction.
Okay.
I'll walk towards the forge and then not go in. I'll walk around, see if I can see him. If I get past the forge and don't see him, I'm going to ask somebody else.
Okay. So, a few conversations later, asking, "Oh, have you seen this 8-foot purple bugbear wandering around?" Funny enough, most people have. It tends to stick out a bit. You find him at the path that led to the monument. He hasn't stepped onto the path. He's just stood there looking out towards it.
I would like to walk up and stand beside him with my gaze directed in the same path as his. Just stand almost shoulder to shoulder to him, and I'm just gonna stop there and look out like he is, just for like 10 seconds, just to see if he says anything first.
He doesn't acknowledge your presence immediately. He doesn't look down to see you standing there. His axe is slung across his back. His hands are empty. But without looking at you, after a few seconds, he says, "Things have been a bit different since you came back."
I mean, I'm sensing a little bit of tension and change.
I thought that if I found you, then you'd know what to do. And I wouldn't have to worry about knowing what to do anymore. I don't know what to do. Everyone here expects me to know what to do. And I don't.
Bonk. How long has it been? 20 years?
Yeah.
You keep saying you don't know what to do, and yet you're doing it. You've been doing it all this time.
Yeah, but what if I'm doing isn't the right thing?
I don't think that's the question that you should be asking yourself.
It's the only question I ask myself.
I don't think there is a right or wrong thing to do. I think you're just doing what you can. And you're certainly helping these people. I find it hard to see how you could be doing this wrong. But, believe me, I understand how this could be very difficult for you. I'm not going to pretend to know how this feels, but I can imagine the pressure that you're under. I can imagine the weight that you've been carrying on your shoulders all this time. And I understand that it is, well, for want for a better word, a burden upon you, and that you're tired. And I understand that the hope of finding us is probably what's been keeping you going all this time. But I need to ask you, Bonk, please, just don't give up now. Not now. We've come this far. We are so close to being able to resolve the situation.
What? Some guy says that you can fix things and you think it's all going to be done?
I don't know about fix things. I think we can move these people. We can bring them to a safe place where you are not responsible for them anymore.
a safe place. These people think this is the safe place. What do you think's going to happen if I suddenly say, "Oh, sorry, it's not actually as safe as I thought it was. You have to go somewhere else"?
Bonk. They'll do whatever you tell them to.
Part of the problem.
Exactly. We are leaving. We are travelling to a place where we will be able to contact Britha Tower, and they will be able to come and collect us. And then with your help, we should be able to create a pathway from here to there, and we can bring these people away from here to Britha Tower, where they'll be safe, where they'll be looked after, and you can do whatever you like.
I don't know. I don't want you to think that I don't want to look after these people. I do. I love these people. Alright? These people are people that I have rescued. They are... I don't want to just shift them and being like, "Oh, right, sorry guys, thanks very much for the memories. Off you fuck." You know, I don't want you to think that I just want rid. I don't. I want to look after them. I just don't know whether I can.
I know. It's obvious that you care for these people, otherwise they wouldn't be here. I truly understand that. But I also understand that you're tired. And that you are slowly reaching a point where you cannot continue to do this. And I hope you've understood that yourself, and if not, I'm telling you now, you cannot continue to keep doing this.
I can continue for as long as I need to. And when he says that, can you give me a perception check, please? And if you have anything which gives you any bonuses or advantages to hearing for perception, can you do so, please?
Let me double check that, because I do have a raven, which does grant me bonuses. I don't think it gives me advantage, though. No, I don't think it gives me advantage, but I can use knowledge from a past life.
Okay.
To give me a 6 on top of that. So my perception check is... It's a 10, which isn't great. But I'll add a 5 to that, so 15.
Okay. As he says the last line, because you're focusing very, he's the only thing around that's talking him, so you are focused purely on him. There's an almost imperceptibly, but it's almost like his voice is slightly doubled.
Mm-hmm. Bog.
Yeah.
Assuming we can help these people first and leave this place, would you consider parting ways with that axe?
He doesn't answer immediately, but his hand does creep around to touch the haft as it's slung across his back. Why?
I think it's a very potent factor in this equation.
That sounds like clever speak. or you're worried about it?
Let me put it a different way. This axe is granting you certain powers. It allows you to travel through the trees. It allows you to manipulate and mold this place to your imagination. It's a very powerful tool, but often things like this don't give you power without taking something in return. I'm worried that this axe, this relic, is affecting you more than beyond just the visual changes that you've suffered.
If it wasn't for this axe, every single person here would be dead.
I completely understand that.
If it wasn't for this axe, you'd still be dead. Now, I'm not going to pretend that I know everything about it. I'm not going to pretend that it might not be something bad in some way. But if it wasn't for this axe, none of this would be happening.
I'm not contesting that, Bonk. And I was just asking whether it was something you would consider. If the answer is no, then the answer is no.
The answer is no.
Okay.
And now that you're listening for it, now that you've heard it once, you're hearing it in more and more words as he speaks. There's a very it's like it's the same words, it's the same voice, but it's like a millisecond behind or ahead. Barely noticeable, but definitely there.
Can I subtly cast Divine Sense?
I don't know, can you subtly cast it?
I don't know. It's just an ability, it's not a spell. So it doesn't actually say
Okay.
what it entails. It's just, I can sense, it says.
Okay, then yeah.
But it's not a spell.
Yep. So, does it divine? Is it literally just sensing undead, demons, and celestials?
Celestials, fiends, undead, consecrated and desecrated.
Okay.
Whatever the fudge that means.
None of the above.
Okay. I'll leave the paws hang in the air for a while, and then I'll just kind of nod at the horizon. And what are you even looking at, Monk? What's out there?
I don't know. I don't really want to go see.
Okay.
That's the only thing here, apart from the tree, that I didn't make.
What?
The statue pillar thing that you told me about.
I had a feeling that it had nothing to do with you, or nothing that you'd consciously constructed anyway.
It's just one more thing to worry about.
Hopefully not for much longer, Bunk.
Yeah. And he kind of shakes himself slightly and stands up a little bit straighter. Right, well, yeah, so, speaking of which, we need to get you off somewhere, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Should we head back and Sort out the details.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Right. Where's our guest?
I'll turn around and point. And just as we're walking back, I'll conversationally like, what's with all the sun, by the way, Bunk? Can't we have some rain?
Rain? I've never actually tried to make it rain here before.
Rain sounds amazing right now.
Yeah, but, I mean, I don't think everyone's really, like, kind of set up for it.
Fair enough. Man.
But if it bothers you, And then he kind of stops for a second, takes hold of the axe, and you watch as the shadows lengthen and the sky once again becomes that of perpetual twilight as the sun moves through the sky down towards the horizon. That better?
Oh, much better.
I just felt maybe a bit of light might, no shadows.
I'm just going to contemplate that. I won't reply.
Right. He carries on walking.
Walk back with him.
So, they're making their way back to the forge, because that's where they last saw. They believe that's where Eric is. As they make their way over, they see Fichte and Rune having a spar with Taral watching and the assembled kids getting involved. As you make your way back to the central fire pit, you find that Eric is there. And munching down for all he is worth. There are empty bowls around his feet, and he is in the process of slurping down some sort of stew, soup, something or other. And there's a few kind of the older women around him, and they're kind of clucking over him and saying, it doesn't look like you've eaten for days. Oh, I need to make sure we get some food, and you need to get your strength back up. And he's just like, wiping his face off, and looks up as you approach. And kind of brushes himself down, gets the crumbs off of his tunic. So, sorry. I was hungry, very hungry, actually, and
Seems so.
yeah, good food, very good food.
I kind of missed that.
Oh, sorry. Was that insensitive?
No. Just I don't know. I think we've all ended up the same way, and the need for nourishment and eating is far gone.
Yeah, okay, but then the physical need is gone, sure. But have you just tried eating anything?
No, I don't think we actually have. Anyone? No?
No, I mean, I never really thought to try.
Didn't we the fade bread and the blood chocolate at some point?
Yes, you did. Yep, and it had the effects.
That was more out of necessity, though.
Yeah, but did it
concentrating on?
Did it taste?
Yeah.
Or did it just turn to ash in our mouths?
Taral will try and grab some of the food and put it in his mouth and see if there's any taste to it or any feeling.
Yeah, it's fine.
It'll taste right.
It has the texture, it has the flavour. It's fine.
Well, I suppose there's nothing stopping us from enjoying a meal. It tastes how it should taste. Just I think for us the actual need to eat is not needed, I suppose.
Well, I mean, I kind of look around awkwardly and be like, ever since the favorite, I haven't pooped.
No, there's I suppose no need. No?
But that's my point. Where does it go? Does it just stay there?
But I suppose a small amount.
If I'm dead, then nothing
Who
works
knows?
inside.
You've just got a pit of fey bread in your stomach currently, I think.
I'm suddenly very uncomfortable with the prospect of eating.
For those of you who did eat, the chocolate and the fey bread, you don't feel any ill effects. It's not like you've got like a heavy stomach or anything, where you might be being weighed down by a mass in your unworking digestive system. You don't feel any ill effects from that.
Okay.
Also, we are magically created beings, so digestion isn't really something that is talked about.
It's at this point you realise that throughout your entire lives, none of you have ever pooped.
Oh my god!
No, we all actually have a bag of holding inside our stomachs.
It's why you're all so thin.
Stomach of holding.
As long as you don't turn it inside out, you're good.
Or swallow another one.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to walk around with a gate to the abyss in your stomach.
If you put an extra dimension of space inside of another, it's just everything within a radius is just immediately ejected to the astral sea.
Oh, astral sea, isn't it? You're not the abyss.
Yeah.
And they begin with A.
It's like a 30-foot radius bomb that's just like, yep, no, fuck you, you're in the astral sea now.
Well,
Yep.
astral sea.
Oh my god.
Oh, it was there the whole time.
Someone shoot him.
It just took Nadz to see it and show it to all of us.
Right, so what the fuck are we doing, huh?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Right. Yeah, so we need to get to the bell tower, or the bell mountain, or the bell hut. We don't really have a name for it. It's just this temple place where we put a bell.
Okay. Then,
Right.
I don't have any more preparations to make. I'm ready.
Yeah, well, I mean, the problem is, though, is that, I kind of know how to get there from certain points. But, I mean, I don't really have, an encyclopedic knowledge of the whole world. I don't know where we're going to come out or where we need to go from there.
Well, how about you tell Bonk which points you know to get to it from, and see if he knows them.
All right.
I mean, you could just describe the place. You may have seen it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a mountain. Mountain with mountainy-ness. Kind of pointy.
Have you ever described something before in your life?
Right, look, mate, I see things from a distance, and then, I kind of go there. Fuck you.
I mean, like distinguishing features, types of tree, ground,
The last time
gradient, everything.
What color was the rock? Was it flat topped? Was it conical?
All right, well,
it
last time I was
steep?
there,
Was it shallow?
Last time I was there, all the trees were a vegetative mush that tried to attack us when we walked past it. The rock may well have been made out of human skin at some point. I wasn't going to check to see. It might well be that the mountain had specific features when Bonk was there before, but they probably aren't there anymore.
Oh.
Any of that sound familiar to you, Bonk?
I mean, right, okay, right. Let's take it back. You say that there was a temple on the top, right? Yeah. What was the temple? Maybe that might help. Oh, yeah, right. Good point. I think it might have. Well, we think it's difficult to tell because of all the clerics who might have kind of worshipped the god kind of aren't with us anymore. But we think it might have been a temple to Lathander. There was a kind of sunshine motif to the whole thing. which, you know, being on top of a mountain, close to the sky, close to the sun, it kind of made, you know, it makes sense when you think about it. Bonk's like, this mountain, was it kind of a big mountain, but then had kind of, it was part of a range, and the mountains got like smaller as they went down. It's kind of like, you know, like steps almost. And Eric's like, no, maybe actually they're a bit rounded off. When I last saw them, but yeah, now you mention it, it was kind of a slope. And Bonk's like, I think that might have been Scala Mountain. I've been there actually. I've been under there because it's actually the mountain which houses the dwarf city of Taral.
Okay.
Hold on. Did you say Scala Mountain?
Yeah.
There was a commune about halfway up called Wyvern Rock.
I'm not familiar, I'm afraid. I spent most of my time underneath it.
How about you? Did you see anything resembling a town, village, shrine when you were last there?
Honestly,
As far as I remember, they worshipped Bahamut. I passed through however many years ago now. On my way from my home to Armus Rex.
right, yeah, I mean, the one that we found was at the top, like the peak. On the way up, it was pretty hard getting up, honestly. I didn't see anything that resembled a town, but we didn't. It's not like we walked around in a spiral all the way up. It just could have been on the other side of the mountain.
Yeah, that is fair.
But I mean, I saw some stuff up there though. It was yeah. The mountain isn't. It's not just made of rock anymore. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, like everything else we found. Bones and flesh and blood and ash hanging in the skies that seems to spawn zombies when you touch it.
Yeah, we come across that a bit actually. We're not entirely sure what that is.
Yeah, don't touch it. That's what that is.
Oh no, yeah,
Danger
we
to
know.
your health.
Yeah, we know. We know. Yeah. Right. I mean, right. So yeah, Bonk. Do you? I mean, if you know where it is, can you? Is there like a tree nearby that you can take us to? And Bonk, like, he considers, and I think I need to go speak to the tree. And he stomps off towards the tree. And Eric looks at you and he goes, did he just say he's going to go talk to a tree?
Yeah, he does that sometimes.
Yeah.
DM, how far away is Bonk from us?
Well, he's stomping off. So you're at the kind of main center. So, I mean, if you wait till he gets to the tree, he'll be out of earshot if that's what you're after.
Okay, then I'm going to sidestep up to Rune and say, Rune.
Yeah.
Rune.
Uh-huh.
I think we're going to have to take that axe off of him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Something's going on. Something. You know, we were had theories about something trying to take over. Possibly, something's going on. There's some intelligence connected to that axe that is not Bonk. Something's going on, and I think it's possibly getting out of control. I mean, you've seen him recently. He's been very out of character. And he he does not want to let go of that axe. I think it's starting to infect his mind.
You think it may be cursed?
Something like that.
Okay.
I mean, he made a good point. It's been a very helpful tool, and it's kind of saved all of our lives and everyone here. But I think we're getting to a critical point. We may need to take it off of him by force. As horrifying as that sounds.
I mean, we have faced so much, but that is the one thing that scares me most.
Is that something you can do? I mean, like remove a curse.
I do not know fully what I can do yet. Everything I've been doing so far has been purely on kind of feel. I think it may be beyond my reach, but if we can find... See, this is the thing, that kind of thing is usually in the realm of clerics. And there are a scant few of those around.
Maybe someone with a tower can do something, but I'm slightly concerned.
Can the four of you give me perception checks, please?
Oh.
Perception checks.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell me Bonk is now stood right next to us. I mean, if I saw him coming back, I would have obviously stopped talking. Perception, yeah?
Yep.
16 for Fix.
14.
Fuck me. I'm deep in conversation. I've rolled a 5.
23.
How did I get a 5?
So, yep, Grey is fully in conversation here, chatting away. Bonk is not stood next to you. However, a lot of other people are.
Who? I mean, us or like half the town. I mean, if we were surrounded, I wouldn't have started having this conversation.
Well,
I'm not a complete numbnuts.
well, I did. Eric is there clearly, and the people who were bringing in food and whatnot are there as well. This is the main.
I thought we'd left, and we'd walked.
You haven't moved.
Oh, sorry. Then I missed it. I thought we'd walked towards the tree.
He was. Bonk has gone to the tree. You didn't say you were following him.
I thought we'd already moved away. Okay.
Not as far as as far as I was aware, you were all still. I mean, Eric is still sat down, and you're stood around him. It's what my understanding was.
Well, if there were people around, I would have been speaking very hushed. I mean, it isn't something I'd be shouting out for everyone to hear.
Well, it certainly seemed like that.
Stage whispers, darling. Stage whispers.
Stage whispers, yeah, okay. Right, okay, so you're having this conversation here. What the fuck am I going to do with that? Fuck it, give me a stealth check to see whether you can have this conversation without people overhearing you.
Both of us or just him?
Well, you're both talking, so just
both
of
us.
you.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Fucking hell.
Oh
no.
Okay, there's no point, is there? There's no fucking point.
Oh dear. We're in trouble with the locals.
So you become aware that the company, because there was muted conversation around you, people are talking to each other, and you suddenly become aware that everyone has stopped talking, and everyone is kind of looking at you, and a dwarf kind of steps forward, red hair with kind of his hair braided and a couple of teeth missing. Do you say that you are going to be taking Lord Bonk's axe away from him?
No, you didn't hear shit.
No?
Mind your own business.
That'd be a silly thing to do.
His body language goes from kind of, well, it becomes rather more standoffish with that. Lord Bonk protected us. He saved us. If you're thinking of doing something that's going to hurt him,
Never.
and the people around you are kind of... The mood is feeling a little bit tense. And we're all waiting to see what you're going to do next.
Rune, please explain to this this dwarf fellow that we would never do anything to hurt our friend Bonk.
We would never do anything to hurt our friend Bonk.
See?
He is our friend. He saved us too, remember?
Just throw under the bus!
I'd like to stealth away from this.
Alright, give me a stealth check.
Oh my god, I am noping out of here. I do not want to be here anymore. I got a 22. I'm gone.
There is a Fichte-shaped hole in the crowd now. Yeah. So okay, fine. If that's all you're going to say, Rune, then please give me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Persuasion? Okie dokie dokie dokie. Where is persuasion? There it is. With disadvantage?
Yes.
Did you say disadvantage?
Yes, I did.
Oh. Oh shit. Okay.
Oh.
Persuasion. Oh, that's a shame.
No.
That's a 7.
Yeah. So yeah, your heartfelt words of "No, we're not going to do anything, mate," appear to fall on deaf ears. At this point, Bonk is now making his way back.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How close is he?
Shall we say about 30 feet away?
Okay.
Making his way.
Making his way to us.
The crowd is looking over at him and looking at you, and one or two people start to make their way over towards him.
Ha.
We may have to do this now, Rune.
Oh, what are you doing to me? Okay. Not a good idea. Not a good idea.
We may not have a choice.
We are 2 people against all of these.
I don't give a fuck about the all these people. It's Bonk that we have to deal with.
Okay. Quick question. Did you talk to Bonk about parting with the X?
Yeah, I asked him if it's something he would consider.
Okay. This is something that I can work with. Let the people talk to him. And I will start casually walking up behind the people towards Bonk.
Okay.
And listen to what they're saying.
So as you reach him, there's already 2 people there. One, a male and a female. One's a half-elf, and one appears to be a dragonborn, or possibly a dragonborn kind of hybrid, potentially. Might have been some human in the lineage somewhere. And they seem to be like in deep conversation, and as you approach, you can hear him saying, "We didn't really hear what they were saying specifically, but we definitely heard the words that they were going to be trying to take your axe away from you, Lord." And Bonk is looking at them, and his face is starting to become rather thunderous.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks up and sees you approaching, Rune, and you can see his hand is drifting towards the haft of the axe strung across his back.
I'm just gonna lift my hands in a calming manner and just like kind of poo-pooing what they're saying. I'll just say, "Tell me, mortal, what exactly did you hear?"
Well, you and the Grey One were saying how you were going to take the Lord Bonk's axe away from him.
Oh, is that what we said? Was it Bonk?
Yes.
I believe you and Grey already talked about this, and the issue was put to bed. Yes?
Yes. So, if that's the case, why are you talking about it?
Grey was just reiterating to me what the conversation that you had.
Give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. It's an 11.
Roll higher! Fuck's sake! Roll higher!
Trying. Oh, wait. Can I add knowledge of a past life to
Yes,
that?
you can.
Okay, so that's a D6 on top, right?
Yep.
Oh, yay, 3. So that's 14.
Okay.
Oh my.
Damn.
Bonk
Well.
is unmoved. He hasn't drawn his axe, though his hand is hovering. And he's glaring daggers at you, Rune. And as you look, as you've seen before, even though there doesn't appear to be any actual movement, it feels like he's getting bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And in your tiny, in this little group, this little gathering, it feels like the sky's getting a little bit darker.
I'll just... I'll just look at him and go, bonk. Come on. Really? Really? I've got my arms crossed over my chest.
Oh, you're going the best defense is good offense route, are we?
And then I'll turn to the lick spittle brown noses.
I'm going to be the only survivor again, aren't I?
And I'll say, and who are you, mortal, to decide to put your nose into the affairs of your betters?
The kind of dragonborn-ish person looks at you, and bolstered by the presence of Bonk, doesn't kind of back down, but tries to stand up a little bit taller. I am Nothra, and I do not believe you need to be speaking to me that way.
Nothra, is it?
Yes.
So, whilst the 5 of us are trying to figure out ways of saving the world and perhaps putting it back into some semblance of what it used to be, you don't mind pushing your nose in where it does not belong and trying to cause dissent among us, Is that what you are trying to do?
I am not attempting to cause dissent. I am
It comes easily for you.
I am merely informing my lord.
Your lord knows exactly what you talked about with my colleague. The matter has been put to bed. He will not be parting with it, and we have to accept that. We just did not know what effect the thing might be having on him. But, as he already pointed out, it has helped him save all of you, and it has helped to shape this place and give you a safe haven. So now we accept the decision, and accept that he is not parting with it. It was merely a conversation. My colleague was reiterating it to me, so that we'll know where we stand and what the situation is. Now, if you would kindly step aside, we've got the world to save. Unless you want to lift a weapon alongside us and come and help, why don't you sit down and shut the fuck up?
Give me intimidation or persuasion.
As you wish.
with advantage, because...
With advantage, thank you. Where's intimidation? That's better, 24.
Oofy sauce. Yeah, so... In the face of your kind of cold fury tirade, he does begin to shrink back, and he becomes slightly smaller. And it's odd. Bonk doesn't appear to be moving, but he appears to be getting bigger. This person appeared to be getting slightly bigger just being near Bonk. But in the face of your righteous fury, he shrinks back down, and Bonk, watching this, appears to be mollified as well as the light begins to creep back into the area and he returns to his normal size. All right. Let's just calm down. All right, it's a misunderstanding. All right, he's already said. Gray spoke to me about it. It's not going to happen. All right, if you guys were talking about it, fine. Maybe have a bit of don't talk about this kind of thing in front of the people.
Yes, that was a oversight on our part. I am sorry, Bonk. I apologize.
I don't need any more of this. And he starts kind of just kneading his forehead with his fingers. I found you a tree.
Excellent.
Probably best you guys kind of get on, yeah?
Yep. Then you can calm your people down.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes, I'm sorry to have made the situation more difficult for you.
I know where you're going, okay? It's not exactly near the mountain, but it's close enough. You'll be able to see it when you get out.
That's all we need.
Anything you need, just get your shit together. Meet me back at the tree.
As you wish. Thank you, Bonk. As I turn away, I'll just glare at the guy one more time before striding back to the others.
Fichte casually appears in the crowd, holding an apple. What did I miss?
Nothing.
Yeah? Okay. Insight check that. Because I've been around, motherfucker. How do you feel about everything? I've been listening, bitch. Are you lying to me? Probably. I can't tell. I rolled a 6. Are you lying to me? Did I miss nothing? How do you feel?
It's less of an outright lie, and it's more just pish-poshing it, waving it aside.
Yeah, you know I'm smug. You don't need an insight roll to know that I'm smug right now.
Yeah. I'll just be like, shut the fuck up, get your gear, we're going soon.
Always have it.
Well,
not that you actually need to go collect the knives that you've ordered, but
oh, are they ready?
Yeah, you've been here. It's been a couple of hours since you woke.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I've still got a load. So.
I don't actually know how long it takes to make daggers. So yeah, sure. Ready. Yeah,
probably. Oh, all right. Give me.
Time moves weird in the Fey realm.
Yeah.
Give me like 4 minutes.
It's been 3 days.
I'm gone.
12 hours later.
It's been 84 years.
I can run 120 feet in 6 seconds. I'm gone.
Okay.
Yeah, Taral will head back and pick up the poison paste.
Yep. So yeah, it's
made for him.
It's kind of in a kind of square jar. Mm-hmm. Easy enough to actually dip the actual arrowhead into.
Cool.
So it's got a wide enough opening. So yeah, so you can dip it in, take it out, wipe off the excess, and he explains it to you, quickly, saying just make sure you put it on just before you take the arrow shot. Yes, otherwise it'll dry out. Make sure you keep the lid on, otherwise the whole thing will go bad.
Thank you very much, Nick. And a question for you, DM: how many arrows would I be able to cope with this?
Let's have a look, shall we? How industrious have you been, Snicked? Why can't I click on? There he is.
I can actually add something to my inventory, which I haven't done ever.
Ooh, whilst all this is going on, I have a quick out of character question. What did we do with Rikal's body?
Well, as we mentioned before, in the bit where we totally didn't forget that we carried his body to the Vehryn. Yeah, no, you had a little burial for him. You dug a hole in the ground. Bonk created a headstone
That's right.
with a Lathander kind of symbol on it. None of you knew what the actual funeral rites would be for a follower of Lathander, so you just said a few just words over him, hoping that he found his way where he needed to go before everything went to literal hell.
Okay.
Right, yeah. So, Taral, so the stuff that you've got in here would give you enough charges to do probably 10 arrows.
Ooh, lovely.
Nice.
And will that be a bonus action to do that, or would that be?
Yeah, I would say that if you want to use a poison arrow, you need to use a bonus action to coat first,
Okay, that's cool.
and then fire.
Was there anything that Snick was able to create for me in the vein of the poison?
Remind me again what it was you asked him to do. Was it basically a poison thing as well?
It was poison. It was a deadly one-use kick him in the dick kind of poison.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So as you pick up your knives, you go to Snick as well, who presents you with a far smaller bottle.
Yep.
This is actually far more liquid rather than the kind of paste which Taral has.
Yeah.
And he hands it over to you with an almost reverence. Like, this is nasty stuff. No, I have waxed the stopper into the top so you don't accidentally open it. Do not get this on your skin. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
I do not know what your kind of mortal status is, but I do not know what this will do to you. So best not test out. Yeah.
Yeah, that is good advice.
Okay. So you take this. You one time application. You basically coat blade with this. If it pierces the skin of something that is, I'm assuming, alive? Question mark over that. Then it will do severe damage. Bad times.
I'll take his hand and the vial in both hands and give him a little bow.
And crush it. No.
And then stab him in the throat. No. Okay.
Okay. Basically, so Taral, when you use this, it will give you plus D6 poison damage.
Cool.
And they will have to do a Constitution roll to see whether they are poisoned.
Cool.
For you, Nate,
Yep.
as you have requested a one-time, horror fucking thing, I will say that this will give you an extra 3d6 of poison damage.
Ooh.
And rather than a concentration roll to see whether they are poisoned, it will be a concentration roll to see whether they are completely paralyzed. And if they become paralyzed, then another roll to see whether they die.
Oh.
I am intrigued by this.
We might have to use that on Bonk.
You don't know I've got it, bitch.
That was Sean speaking, not Chris.
It's odd. It sounded morose enough to be grey. Okay, so yeah, you get your.
How many daggers did I get?
He's made you 3.
He's made me 3. Perfect.
Yes. Good workmanship as well.
That replaces the 3 that I had previously lost, as well as having the Shadow Blade.
Yeah, and as he hands him over, he goes, remember, if you find anything out there, anything interesting, any metals or anything you want made, just bring back and I'll see what I can do with it.
Yeah, will do.
If you bring back anything interesting, I'll see if I can do anything interesting.
I endeavor to make your life more interesting.
Sounded vaguely like a curse.
No.
May you live
I
in
will.
interesting times.
I will shake his hand and give him a bow, and I will leave with Taral.
Okay. So you step back outside. Rune and Gray are waiting with Eric.
Yep.
Eric stands up. He's just like, I haven't got anything, honestly. So,
What do you need?
Yeah.
Do you need something?
Yeah. What do you want?
well, I haven't got my book, so that's going to be a bit of a pain.
You mean you don't have it with you, or you lost it?
Well, I mean, I had it on me when I died.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Why was this book not mentioned before if it was important?
No, I mean, sorry. I felt that kind of telling you about the end of the world was a touch more important at the time.
Yeah, but if we have a plan to go somewhere, but you need a book, but you don't have the books, then first we need to go get the book.
Well, I mean,
Yeah?
the book is just so I can cast spells. I can still take you where you need to go. I just can't, do much.
Right. So you are... what is the phrase in common?
A guide?
Fodder, yeah.
Look, all right. If things get really dire, you may need to use this to take your own life. And hand him a crowbar.
Where did you get a crowbar from?
I've had it since session 1.
He takes the crowbar and looks at it like, how am I supposed to end my life with this?
Suppose if you hit yourself square in the head enough times. I'm joking, of course.
Yeah, me too. Look, it's all I have. Does anyone have a slightly more useful weapon than this? This
I'll hand him one of my daggers. Is this more useful to you?
I mean, I can use a dagger. I prefer to have a book, if I'm perfectly honest.
Yeah, well, we don't. So...
Okay, how about the... I mean, is there any point in us going back to the village to see if the book is there? Or you guys pretty much scoured the place, right?
Yeah,
I had a look
we
around, but I
found-
mean, we weren't specifically looking for a book. I mean, I may have seen a book and not thought anything of it.
I mean, hold on a minute.
I was looking for anything that was valuable, and books are generally valuable.
I mean, Bonk did get the eye for me, and he holds up the bag of the eye in it. Like, excuse me, what do you call him? Lord?
No,
Father?
Just Bonk.
it's just Bonk.
Everyone
You
else
can
calls
call
him-
him Garen.
Yeah, but
you can call him T, or you can call him Bonk.
You can call him Karen, you can call him T,
Oh, for
you can
fuck's
call
sake.
him Bonk.
I mean, he pretty much hates being called Lord and Father. He just can't shake it. So don't call him that unless you really want to piss him off.
There it is. Excellent. Yeah, okay. Bonk? And Bonk kind of breaks away from the conversation he was having. He's like, yeah? Yeah, mate? What? He's like, when you found me and the bag with the eye, did you bring anything else back? And Bonk's like, I picked up some stuff. You had a bag with you. It wasn't, the eye was in, so I just grabbed the whole bag. I think it's in the hut, actually. And Eric's like, my book was in the bag. Can I? Is it alright if I go get it? And Bonk's like, yeah, well, go, just go, off you go. So Eric scuttles off. If you're not going to do anything else, that's fine. Okay, so he makes his way back, carrying a kind of satchel over his shoulder, beaming happily. He's like, yep, I got my book. I'm not completely useless.
But that's
Can I have my
good.
crowbar back, please?
Yeah, and the dagger.
Honestly, I quite like the crowbar.
All right, keep the crowbar.
I'll keep the crowbar.
Not my dagger.
Okay, fine.
And just twirl it in my fingers when he gives it back to me.
Right. I think we're ready, aren't we?
Yeah.
Ready.
Okay. So, Bonk makes his way back to the tree. The rest of you follow. The crowd parts. Few people giving you not as friendly looks as you had when you came back last time. It appears that your conversation has spread a touch around the populace.
Taral and I are fine. We didn't do shit.
Everyone looks a bit frosty. What's going on?
Oh, I just had to...
Was the porridge bad this morning?
Somebody shit in their cornflakes.
Is that will cause problems?
Let's go. I've had enough of these people.
Cornflakes? What are those?
Flakes made
Flakes
of corn.
of corn, yeah. You don't have corn where you come from?
Corn, but I don't know what a flaked corn is.
It's a process that makes it more palatable for breakfast. Tell you on the way.
Oh, of course.
Invented to make people stop touching themselves.
What?
Yes.
I'm not joking.
No, he's not joking.
I didn't pay attention in fucking history, clearly. The fuck?
Mr. Kellogg wanted to invent a cereal that was so boring it would stop people from masturbating.
Oh, delightful.
There you go. The more you know.
So confused.
Yeah, look it up. It's true. Right. Anyway, so masturbating cereal aside, off to the tree.
To the tree.
So yeah, so Bonk stands in front of the tree. He does what is now a familiar gesture, arms wide, axe in hand. The trunk opens, purple light spilling out.
Hood goes up, sword comes out.
Is it right? When you get out, you have to go around the back of the tree, and it's like, I think anyway, the big mountain that you can see. You can't really miss it. Right?
Yeah.
Right. So, I've got an idea. And he reaches into a pouch and takes out quite a large purple acorn. And he hands it to... he holds his hand out with it. Which one of you is going to take it?
I'll gesture to Taral, actually.
Yeah, I
Probably best
hold
if
of it,
he takes
yes.
this, actually.
Right.
You take it, nature boy.
Yeah, I keep it safe.
Now, I haven't done this before, but if the tree's right, then this should work quite well. If you get to where you want to go, which is this floating city place, or, Briffa Tower, if you plant this there, then I think we might be able to have a conduit between here and there.
That sounds
Great,
excellent.
yeah.
Obviously, wherever you plant it, there's going to be a conduit, so I suppose if there's like a massive emergency, you might be able to plant it and I'll be able to come and get you, but I'd prefer if you planted this in the city. The tree doesn't make many of them, so they're quite rare. So look after it, yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
We'll do, Bonk.
Right.
It's another in case of emergencies items that we won't use.
I'm writing it on a post-it note on my laptop.
Oh, brilliant. Excellent. Okay. So, the way is open.
I take out my scythe and I stride confidently forward through the breach.
My friends.
I will happily go second, as I'm never the first through.
I'm in. Third.
Eric
I'll
will go
walk towards it. Yeah, okay, I'll let him go through. If the last person, I'm just going to turn back to Bonk. And just say, 1 week, Bonk. 1 week.
Don't make promises you can't keep, okay?
I'll nod and disappear.
Through you go. The first thing that Stargate. The first thing you realise, you keep forgetting how cold it is when you get here, and Eric immediately clutches at himself. He's like, "Oh, I didn't realise how warm it was there. Oh man, this is cold. I don't like this very much."
Wait a minute. I reach into my pack because I still have a full set of clothes in there, and I'm gonna chuck them to him and say, "Put another layer on."
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I'll. And he begins just put it on. So looking out from here, you are probably on top of a low hill. The ground around you is, blasted. It's pretty much just reduced down to dust. Off in different directions, the wasteland. The wasteland here is almost indescribable. There are patches where the ground is just pitch black. It doesn't appear to have texture. It just looks black, like the absence of light. Off in a distance, off to the right-hand side, there's almost like something twinkling. It's like light refracting off of something many-faceted. And the sky remains its dark, lightning-lashed, swirling blackness.
Okay.
We're going around the tree, and as Dr. Bonk instructed, you can see a large mountain off in the distance, probably about 10 miles.
Okay. Ooh, that is a large mountain. I have a question. I don't remember what happened to my horse. Was it still with me?
I think it just disappears when you're not using it, doesn't it?
No, it's basically around forever unless I dismiss it, I think.
Let's just say you dismissed it.
Yeah, I must have. I think because we went to the big fight and then I didn't bring it back afterwards. Okay. In that case, I am going to spend a little time and cast Find Steed.
Yep.
There we are.
Yeah, so as you take stock of your surroundings and get your bearings.
I'm going to climb the tree and have a look.
Okay. Yep. So from higher up, you can see that off in the direction that you need to go, there is a big fissure in the ground and what appears to be magma glowing up from the inside. The ground around the base of the mountain, from this distance, is very, very difficult to tell, but it does appear to be shimmering slightly.
Sorry, what's shimmering? The mountain itself?
No, the ground around the base of the mountain.
Oh, right, okay. Ooh.
Eric,
Yeah.
what does your book do?
It's my spell book.
Yeah, what's in there?
Spells.
Yeah. What spells? Useful spells?
Useful to me.
Nothing. I mean, I'm assuming if you have something that is going to help us out, you're going to come forth with such knowledge.
Well, yeah, obviously. You guys are going to keep me alive, so yeah.
This is the right place, by the way.
It looks like it. I think we came from the other direction.
And we're going right up there, and I'll point to the basically the summit.
Yep.
So you say 10 DM. You said it's about 10 miles, yeah.
Yeah.
If I can travel, I'm just trying to work out how fast I can fly.
My horse has 60-foot speed. Does it not say in the fly spell?
Yeah, it says how much in a round.
Oh, I see. Right. So you're trying
But
to.
what's that like? Oh, hang on, that I've just worked out an hour, but it only lasts for a minute. Sorry, for 10 minutes. I can travel 12,000 feet in 10 minutes. Does that sound right?
Look a lot.
Yeah, but it's 60. I get a fly speed of 60 foot. So if I double move, that's 120 feet every 6 seconds. So that's 1,200 feet a minute times 10. Yeah, so it's 12,000 feet.
That seems ridiculous.
That's flying.
That's magic.
That's magic.
Also, I can do that without magic, so
12,000 feet is like 2.3 miles.
That's 2 and a bit miles.
2 and a bit miles in a minute.
12,000. No, in
10
10 minutes,
10
I can
minutes.
fly 2 and a bit miles. That's not
Yeah.
that fast.
That sounds pretty good. That sounds about right, I think.
Yeah, but I'd have to do that like 5 times to get there.
Yeah.
And it would still take me 50 minutes. So close to an hour of flying.
And
So that's not an
everybody
option.
else.
Yeah, exactly. And that would just be me and a friend and my
Yeah.
closest of friends.
And how many spell slots do you have? Is it
What?
just
I-
3
I'm
or 2?
a warlock. Why are you asking me this?
You said
That's-
you need to cast it 5.
To open an
which
old wound.
Well, I could.
Yeah, right, man. Come on.
I could keep short resting, but I only have two spell slots that I can cast fly with.
I can carry one person on my horse with me, I think.
Wallace will take one.
Yeah, just myself. Or just
Is
one,
that it?
yeah.
Okay. Well, we're just gonna have to. I mean, how about we just travel as far as we can, as long up to a point where the ground doesn't look traversable anymore.
Yeah.
Does it look safe to walk on here, Troy?
Dear God, no.
Oh.
The ground is
Magma.
yeah, well, some of it, yeah. The ground is going to be different depending on how far you are. It is a patchwork of different things.
So we're not going to be able to go in a straight line.
No.
Probably.
So yeah, I mean, it is entirely possible for you to proceed on foot, but there may be challenges on the way.
It's 10 miles. It's going to take forever.
I
Because
might have something that might help us.
Eric, any spells could help?
I can make myself invisible.
Great.
Okay, Taral, do you have something to traverse?
Well, I do have one spell where I can conjure animals, and I'm just trying to think of what I've potentially got the chance to do. I'm looking through my notes, and
Well, wasn't there a time in that cave where you thought
giant-
about summoning two
no,
giant
of
eagles
course.
to fly through a very small hole?
well, this is exactly what I'm kind of thinking. As 2 eagles, I could summon, and they would last for up to 1 hour, I think. So,
Can Wallace fly?
what he can fly himself, yes, but he cannot fly while mounted.
While you are mounted on him.
Yes, yeah, he can fly, but
Yeah.
I
Now,
cannot
how big
be
are
on
these
him when he
eagles?
does.
They can fit at least 2 hobbits on the back.
At least 2 hobbits, probably 1 person, and you can only summon 2 eagles, right?
Yes, but I could do it twice, I suppose.
There's 5 of us.
It depends how much they can each carry.
I suppose. How smart are these creatures? We really should have had this conversation before we got here. Is it getting uncomfortably warm or uncomfortably cold?
I mean, it's cold, very cold.
Despite the magma.
Well, you're not near the magma. You're not near the magma yet.
Okay.
So a light load for a giant eagle is up to 300 pounds. A medium load is 300 to 600 pounds, and a heavy load is 600 to 900 pounds.
That's loads.
Yeah, could fit at least 2 people on each eagle.
He could carry 2 each in his claws.
The consensus seems to be it can probably one bird can probably carry 4.
4. I mean, 4.
They are classed as large beasts.
Yes,
That
indeed.
seems a lot.
They have a strength of 16.
I mean, where are you all going to sit? 4 people.
The claws could grab 2 and then 1 on the back.
Hold on. If actually, why am I helping you? Fuck it, you can work it for yourselves.
Hang on, what?
Because otherwise the session's going to stall.
Okay, good point. If you can summon 2 eagles,
Yes.
right, and you can fly on your own dragon,
No, he
I
can't.
cannot fly on my own dragon yet.
and you can't fly your own dragon yet, and I know that because clearly I'm the DM and I should know this shit.
Also, he said it like 2 minutes ago.
He did say that 2 minutes ago. Look, shut up. Okay. Disadvantage in all rolls for the rest of the session. You get super disadvantage. It carries over to next session as well. Right. Going by this.
I got an idea. We got a bit of rope, yeah?
Oh no.
Shall I even bother continuing?
Okay.
I kind of think I know what you're thinking. I think.
How about we let Troy finish his thought
Alright, go on.
first before
No,
he
no.
forgets it?
Oh, it's too late now. It's fine. That ship has sailed, hit an iceberg.
No,
and
he was
sunk.
going to say that if each eagle carries 2, and then Wallace can carry Taral, but that's not possible.
Yeah, no. Looking at this, apparently, if an eagle carries like 320 pounds, then it can still fly, but its speed is reduced.
Okay.
How long can you
So-
summon these creatures for?
Yeah,
1
so-
hour.
Okay,
1
I
hour,
will-
yeah.
I will
They
say,
have an 80 feet fly speed for a
Yeah.
normal round.
yeah. So I will say that the birds can carry 2 on one bird and 3 on the other. Put Eric on as the third on one of them because he's skinny and emaciated.
We're all quite skinny and emaciated.
There is that, yeah. Basically, the bird's flight speed will be reduced by 20.
Okay, so it's 60
Still
foot
60. So yeah, that
normal
would,
round. Yeah.
well, I calculated it takes about 45 minutes. If you're travelling 60 foot and you double moving.
Yeah.
Train leaves a station at 3 o'clock and it's travelling at 60 miles an hour.
How many trains are there? Yeah. Shall we do that then?
Sounds like a plan then. Give me but a short moment.
While this whole conversation's been happening, have I seen anything from the top of the tree?
Give me a perception check.
I don't have a button to be able to do it, so I shall do it manually.
Oh yeah, well the tokens disappeared. That's a pain.
Perception is this one plus 5. So 12.
Okay. 12. Okay, so you're scanning around. Your focus is mostly on the mountain. It's difficult not to look at the mountain. It's literally the biggest thing here that you can see in any direction. The mountain looks not very stone-like.
Oh,
Yep.
fleshy and undulating.
Undulating.
Is it moving?
Some might say moist.
Is there movement?
No, there is no movement. There is no movement. However, there does... So what did we say it was 12?
Yeah.
10 miles. Would you be able to see that at 10 miles? No, I don't think you would.
I am up a tree.
You are up a tree. You get the impression, a slight movement, because again, the sky is dark. And I don't think you have night vision, do you?
Nope.
No.
I don't think any of us have dark vision.
No.
I do, but only to a certain range.
Yeah. He's got his warlock.
You get a warlock thing.
Devil's sight. It might be a trick of the light, or the trick of light particles dancing across your eyes. It looks like something might have flown away from the mountain.
Okay.
Blown away from us.
Up into the clouds outside.
Okay.
All right. I'm not saying anything.
I was just about to ask, but fine.
So with a kind of decision made, Taral will sit down on the floor, and he just pulls out kind of a stick, or he actually uses an arrow, and draws in the ground, and draws the shape of two eagles, just rough sketches sort of thing.
Sorry, I've just realised I can turn into a fucking bird if I want to. Go on.
So draws two sketches of eagles on the ground, and closing his eyes, he puts his hands on both of them, and it says, "Come forth, creatures." And as he does so, burst of energy comes forth, and these two giant eagles appear in the midair, and then they float down into the ground next to me. Okay. Right. Let's get on, I suppose.
The eagles look odd here. They are brilliant white. They're pure as the driven snow. And against this, they are stark against the dark background of the world that you're currently in at the moment.
Oh dear.
They are a beacon of light in a gloomy landscape.
Well, I guess we better do this as quick as we can. I mean, stay low, I gather, not to silhouette ourselves too much, but they're a bit more obvious than I thought they might be.
Yeah. I suppose let's just go. We hang around too much. Mutt boy might find us.
Okay, so you're mounting the birds.
Mount up.
Who's on which bird?
Who's on which bird? You have lefty and righty.
Yeah, Rick, Carl, I think we should definitely split.
Taral.
Rick Cal?
Yeah, Rick Al split a while ago, mate.
No. Rick Carl is still with us in our heart.
Always.
Taral, if we should split. I think we're the only ones who can technically fire at range in case we need to do some aerial combat.
Very true.
So I'll take the left one, you take the right one, and the rest of you can decide what you're doing.
I'll get on with Taral.
Have I just summoned my horse only to not need it?
Bye.
Fuck me.
We have simply established that he's still there.
That spell slot's gone.
Yeah, that spell slot's gone. Oh fuck. Well, I'll go on whatever. Yeah. Eric.
Just before I do mount, I will summon Volis, and as he comes forth, you see this time rather than being a blue sort of shimmer to him, he's got a red shimmer. So he is now he has a fire sort of elemental dragon.
Okay.
He's resistant to fire.
He is also the goodest boy.
The goodest boy.
Fuck's sake.
Fine. He's not the goodest boy. Fine.
No. Like, I summon my horse and I'll just like realise what's happening, and I'll be like, hiya. Good to see you, Osved. I hope you're well. I suppose see you soon. Dismiss it again.
Give my regards to your mother.
Climb back on. Just wanted to check I could still do it.
I just picture him like just rolling his eyes like.
Yeah. Poor thing.
Mortals.
At least it doesn't have to cross this hellscape. And then I guess I'll get on a bird with Eric.
Yep, Eric's going to be the third on whichever bird he gets on.
Well, if you're with Eric, you have to come with me. So
Okay.
it's you, me, Eric, and on the other one, it's Taral and Fichte.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
Okay.
Cool beans.
Up and away!
Up,
Fly,
up,
you fools.
and away.
As we're taking off, I'll say to Taral, "What's this, guys? You may have company soon enough.
You've seen something already?
Maybe. It might have been a trick of the light, but be on your guard."
Yes, keep an eye out. I shall do the same also.
Okay. So as you're flying, are you keeping low to the ground or lowish?
Yeah, trying to keep low without being too low that we might face any dangers of what looks like lava splutter.
Yep. Okay. So you fly, and it was cold before. It's even colder now. The wind shear is.
Do we
bitter.
feel that, or is it just poor old Eric?
I think you still feel cold.
Mhm.
You don't breathe, but it's not. If you get hurt, then you feel it. So it stands to reason that you have feel.
I got all the feels.
You get all the feels, man. Okay, so you fly, and as you look, you've got, as Victor suggested, keeping one eye on the sky. Some of you keeping an eye down below, and it is like the paintings out of a madman's nightmare. There are fissures in the ground with lava flowing freely. There are what probably were once rivers, but very much are not anymore. And choked with bile and blood and other viscous substances.
Mm.
As you fly along the plains, you make out what appears to be a band of people.
Cool.
And they are directly in your path, but you're confident that you're high up enough away so that they're not going to pose a problem. But as you fly over them, you can see them quite clearly, and they are indeed humanoid. And they are walking. They are completely flayed.
Ooh, nasty.
And appear to be wearing their skins as cloaks around their necks.
Oh.
And as you fly over, they look up at you, and they open their arms out to you in beseechment. You can't hear anything. The wind is too much in your ears, and it's difficult to tell whether they are making any noise. But they are looking at you, and their arms are wide and just looking up. Grisly features, blood. For whatever reason, not congealing and not healing, but still dripping constantly from every part of their bodies.
Nope.
And as you fly over, they look down and carry on trudging in whichever direction they are headed. You reach the base of the mountain, and the shimmering that you saw previously appears to be marshy ground. The first kind of almost vegetation that you've seen, apart from the trees themselves. It's not a healthy vegetation, but it is a vague sense of green. As you approach the mountain, Taral, where is Volis?
The Volis is flying kind of between, but he's swooping back and forth, trying to keep a perception between. So he's with us, he's flying with us.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I would like perception checks from all of you, please, and Taral, you have advantage.
Okay. Okay.
It is a 17.
There's no tokens. I shall have to do it.
Yes,
17 also.
something has gone wrong with the tokens, and I can't fix it whilst we're live.
It's okay. I'll just roll a d20 and add.
Oh. That'd be a 25.
Nice.
Good.
It's a 15 for me.
Okay. You sense rather than see above you in the clouds an immense shape fly over. Taral, you feel Volis recoil. Mentally. You yourself have a deep, cold feeling inside you.
We need to get to safety. It's somewhere. Something big. I almost feel like it's... I don't know whether this is a dragon or something it's similar, but this does not feel good.
What's directly... What we're flying over right now? Is this still this marshy...
Yeah, the ground itself is marshy. You are beginning to approach the actual mountain itself, and as you get closer, you can see it is rock covered in meaty sinews. There is no movement. It's not like it's pulsing, but it's like some of it's like jerky. Some of it is stretched cartilage, and it does look like it has grown up out of the ground around this mountain and is gradually creeping up towards the summit.
Taral, fly low, fly low.
Dip down, trying to get as low as we can. Looking up, looking around. Again, trying to see where this thing is, where it's coming from.
Stopping now. You can now hear properly. The wind is out of your ears. The marsh. So have you just gone slightly up the mountain, or are you landing in the marsh itself?
I don't think we want to land. I just think we wanted to fly at a lower altitude. Closer to the ground.
So you're kind of pulling up now. You're slowing down. You can hear something above you in the clouds, and there is disturbance up there. The sky is constantly swirling anyway, but now it seems to be slightly more localized above you, looking up. You can just about make out a shape, and it is huge.
Okay, as I see this, I will use my primeval awareness to... Using a spell slot to focus my awareness. It says for up to 1 minute, out to a mile. And I can detect, where's it gone? Aberration, Celestial, Dragon, Elemental, Fey, Fiend, Undead.
Okay. Directly above you, a solid, huge ping of dragon.
So everybody else would see Taral look upwards and his eyes kind of glaze for a moment. And then he flickers back into reality. Is like, yes, definitely a dragon.
Alright, hide.
Get down.
Let's hide.
Is there anywhere we can see that looks like it's got some covering on the mountain?
The mountain itself it's covered in... The best way I can describe it is it's almost like a thick undergrowth, but meaty.
Okay.
I'm diving for it.
There must be like
You shot a dragon.
crags and fissures.
What is
Taral,
the colour of this dragon?
You can't see.
Ah, fuck.
So we're at the ground, yeah? We could get off.
Yep.
What? Yeah.
Taral, we get off, you send the birds up to fight the dragon and distract it while we...
Yeah, let's do it. It's an option. It's a distraction technique. We could get ourselves hidden, I suppose, but it's worth a try.
Okay. So all of you give me stealth rolls, please, as you try to hide yourselves.
Yeah. Wearing heavy armor. This is not going to go well.
As soon as we hit the ground, I just dove straight into a thing. How do I do an action
Oh, not so bad. 11.
Advanced.
If you if you have character sheets, you can bring up the character sheet and actually click on the skill.
Mine is a 21.
I've got a 29.
Nice. Okay. All good for all of you.
Hang on.
Oh.
19.
Yep. Okay, so you dive, and the meaty texture, it's not damp or wet, but it is uncomfortably dry, almost like lizard skin.
Oh.
And it's not freezing cold, but it's also not warm. It is just a very unpleasant texture. But it does move, so you are able to move bits aside and clamber underneath and squeeze yourself into slick dry holes.
We're gonna have to, I think.
Yeah. So you send a mental command to the birds. Is Volus hiding with you, Taral?
Yes, I'll try and get him hidden in somehow.
Okay. So as Volus squeezes in next to you, you can feel him shaking violently. Mm-hmm. Your telepathic bond, you feel nothing but pure fear.
Yeah.
Coming from him.
Can I try and maintain, whilst being hidden, just a line of sight just out to see if I can see this thing coming down, trying to potentially find us?
Are you sending the birds up to
Yes,
run?
yeah, I would have done that before we would have hidden.
Okay.
So the birds would have...
As you lie here, listening, it is quiet here until it isn't. Screaming, but the sound of birds screaming above you, the roaring sound of an immense beast. The cacophony goes on for about a minute, and from your position, you begin to hear a splatter and then a sizzling sound, and a smell of burning meat nearby. And investigating, quietly, without trying to give away your position, you can see that splatters of acid have fallen from the sky.
Yep. I thought as much. Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
All is quiet now. What would you like to do?
Weep.
Weeping is a free accent.
Crying is indeed a free
How
action.
close are we in proximity to each other?
You're all quite close to each other. You've all basically dived into the same kind of area.
Okay, and I would do this as a stage whisper, but I would try and speak to everybody and be kind of like, so what I believe is up there is the dragon, the black dragon, which I stole the egg from, which created Volus.
The same actual dragon.
Well, how many black dragons are there in the world?
I don't know. I mean,
No, neither do I. But I mean, it's not exactly in the same area as where I held my device 20-something years ago. But dragons can roam pretty far, I gather. But it survived, and it's still looking.
Shall we ask it?
For me, I don't really want to face this foe again.
I don't think any of us want to. I think the moment it moves out of sight, we should move.
I think we just wait for the moment. Can we hear it flying? Can we see it?
Give me perception. For hearing, if you have the if you have any advantages.
No.
No.
It's an 11 for me.
Better talk quietly, or otherwise it might hear you.
A 10 for me.
Perception. A 20.
And a 23 for Fichte.
Okay. Taral, all you can hear is blood pumping in your ears. and the mind shriek of your companion.
Yeah.
But the rest of you listening, straining your ears, you can hear very distant the sound of immense wings flapping, but getting further away.
Taral,
Yes,
Taral.
yes, Gray. Gray,
didn't
yes.
you have a spell which made us be able to move more stealthily?
I can, yes. I have Pass Without a Trace. It will give us a massive boost to our stealth, yes.
Maybe. I mean, if there's a time to use such a spell, this is probably it.
Very much so.
At this point, Eric kind of leans over and goes, I'm sorry, did you say it's a fucking dragon?
I'm afraid so, Eric, yes. And that's a definitive one. I have a bit of a sordid past with, I think, what I believe to be this particular dragon. And,
Could you have a past of a dragon?
well, as I may have mentioned, this... You see this...
Hang on. Can we play This Is Your Life when we're safe? And
Yes, of course. And quite quickly, Taral will go, flapping for a moment, and then goes, let us not be seen, and cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay. So, Cast Without a Trace is Pass Without a Trace is cast. There we go. Okay. Are you going to begin making your way up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's leaving.
I would look at everyone and say, we need to be fast, and we need to be silent.
Then let's
Follow
go.
my lead.
Okay.
This is what I'm good at. And you probably haven't even seen where the voice is coming from, but the cloak moves, and I start shifting up the mountain.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to require a series of stealth rolls.
Okay. So we'll all get plus 10 to your stealth,
Yep.
Okay. Right.
and this will last for
An hour.
1 hour.
really?
Concentration, 1 hour.
Because you're my favourite person when it comes to stealth.
So-
yeah.
do you want us all to roll now? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. 28.
Jesus. I got a 19.
39.
Fucking hell.
28.
You begin to make your way up. So beneath the fibrous tissue is rock. Mostly. Sometimes your hand will encounter something that does not feel like rock. It feels squishy. And your hand sinks into it. But knowing what you know now, you don't look. You just wipe it off and you keep going. You don't look at what you're putting your hands on. The spell has a good hold on you. You know, you are finding rock outcrops where there probably weren't before. The spell, you know, being such as it is, that it's making them appear for you to make sure that you don't slide backwards down. You feel confident that you can get up here. The fibrous construct, whatever it is, it provides good cover because it is thick, but it is also malleable. So, you climb for an hour. How long does the spell last for?
1 hour.
Now.
1 hour. Mm-hmm. You are probably about halfway up. The spell has made it easier for you to actually get up. And the spell has now dropped. So, will you be continuing without its assistance, or are you going to recast it if you can?
If we're only halfway up, there's still very much the adamant danger. I would cast it again.
Okay. Casting again, you carry on. The fibrous quality is beginning to diminish. And looking back down, it almost looks like something is growing out of the ground to try and envelop this mountain. You don't really feel any kind of malignance from this. It's not like this has an intelligence or a will of its own, but it does appear to be creeping its way up the mountain. To what end? Who don't know. It's not visibly moving. It's not like it's, creeping up by inches as you watch. There doesn't appear to be any movement. But you are now outside of its protection. The rock is mostly bare. There are tiny little outcrops of what might once have been foliage or trees, but are now appear to be stumps, rotting. And still rotting, which is odd, because things don't rot forever, because the whole point of this kind of thing is that eventually there's nothing left to go. But this area, it begins to smell like a swamp, which is odd, because you can't see anything around you that would suggest it, apart from the marsh down below. But that's quite far down below now. But you carry on. And so, can you all give me self checks again, please?
$24.
28.
Oh, 38.
No, that's with the 10 already.
Oh, okay.
11.
11.
41.
Jesus.
Pass
God.
that a trace is my favourite fucking spell.
Yeah.
I've also got something else, which
You have
is
a
pretty
plus
epic.
13.
I have a plus 13 in stealth, yes.
I also have hide in plain sight, which gives me another plus 10 if I need to use it.
Yeah, you do.
So as you begin to climb, once more, feeling rather more exposed now, you begin to find the handholds and footholds again. It's not the most difficult climb any of you ever had. This is it's not exactly a steep, sheer incline. It does have, it is welcoming in a way, which can make sense, because this mountain is home to at least two, or was home to at least two communes. The temple at the summit and the encampment somewhere around the side. So it does make sense that paths may have been forged over the years. Rune, however, is weighed down quite heavily by his armour, and slips and scrabbles his way up. He doesn't fall, but he's not very quiet about it. You keep climbing.
Eek.
The sky grows closer. It's the first time you've ever been up this high, especially with the new world, and looking up into the clouds, constantly swirling, occasional darts of red, like veins running through it, lightning crashing down without any sound of thunder. The sky looks bruised. Looks like it's in pain. And you carry on climbing. Whilst you climb, can you all give me perception checks, please?
Perception. That is a 24.
17.
Natural 20 for a 25.
Nice. So yeah, Fichte, you are very much in your element.
Oh,
This spell gives you confidence that you didn't even know you had. It almost feels like your consciousness is expanded whilst doing this. You are out in the open, and yet you're hidden. This is wonderful. This is great. This feels fantastic. And as you scramble up the scree of the mountainside, your hands both touch at the same time, and you realise it feels vaguely warm. which is odd because up this high, it should be getting colder. But it isn't. And the warmth you feel isn't the warmth of stone having been in the sun, and the inside becoming trapping heat. This is almost a living warmth.
Oh no.
The rest of you feel something similar.
Oh no.
Not to quite that extent. But this is stone. It is definitely stone, apart from the bits which are not squishy. And yeah, it puts you in mind of a living thing, but it's hard to place because it's a familiar feeling in an unfamiliar setting. And you carry on climbing. Eventually, you see the beginnings or the edge of a building. The building is white marble, and it has retained its luster. Even in this world of corruption and chaos, it appears clean, it appears pure, which is odd. But welcoming. And as Eric said previously, the sign of the sun is on the side, so the sign of the thunder.
Okay.
And as you approach, the doors are barred and the windows are barred. And you reach the summit. The summit is covered in scree and stones and occasional just little drifts of kind of a slurry of moss, almost. And Eric walks up to the doors and makes a sign, draws a rune over them, and they unlock and open. He looks back and goes, well, we didn't really want anything to be kind of getting in here and messing around with the bell, so we installed a few things, but we tried to keep the building the same as it was. The doors open. Inside is a spacious room. It appears to be all one long room, this temple. Nothing too ostentatious. Possibly somewhere where monks or people wanting to commune with their god would come. So somewhere that is free of distraction. Might explain why it's at the top of the summit. They want to come and commune with their god. And as you enter, you see that the inside isn't quite as clean as the outside. There are splatters of mud over the floor. Some corners appear to have dirt or some other dark collection of something in the corners. Just it's nothing particularly untoward. Nothing that immediately makes you feel something might be wrong. Your attention is immediately drawn, though, to a large plinth in the very centre of this room. And upon it, a bell that appears to have been forged in black metal, with red glowing runes all around the side of it. And Eric looks at it and goes, I was worried it wasn't going to be here. I didn't want to say anything, just in case, it put people off. But I did wonder whether there's a possibility, during seeing as the whole party died, or
Eric,
missing.
There's a dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Move.
Sorry. Okay, yeah, sorry.
Do we need to seal this behind us?
Probably wouldn't hurt.
I mean, do you need to... I'm asking if you need to do the thing with the runes and...
Oh, no. If you close it from the inside, it should seal by itself.
Oh, okay. I'll close the door.
So, yeah, he walks up to it. So there's 4 pillars in this room. 2 further ahead and 2 closer to the doors, going up some steps. White marble, but slightly dirtied. The bell appears to be in the place on a plinth, around which are spokes of a sun. And he kind of looks back as he walks forward, saying, yeah, there was like a statue here, I think, of probably the Thunder, but we felt that it'd probably be best if we remove it. We didn't want to, just like chuck it down the mountain. So we had to take it out and actually take it back to the tower. And it's got a pride of place now at the old Temple of the Thunder. And as he reaches it, it's okay. He's looking around at the runes. It doesn't look like it's been deactivated. So really, all I should need to do, and he puts his hand out and ping, flicks it with his finger. It doesn't make any noise. Not even a slight ringing sound. Goes, okay, well, that should now ring the other bell that is in the tower. The problem, of course, might be is that no one's actually looking at it. Because, well, when people are out in the world, then someone's always in the bell room in the tower in case, someone calls for help. But if they think we're all dead, then they might not be looking at the bell.
Then keep dinging.
Oh, yeah, okay, fine. So he sits and clicks away at the bell quietly. Time passes. It's very quiet in here. It's calm. The white walls...
Not letting my guard down at all. I am actually walking the perimeter of the room. Checking.
So there are 4 kind of antechambers on the side of the building. Steps leading up to them. It looks like they may have had statues or other religious objects in them at some point, but they've been cleared out. They're just empty vessels now. At the far end of the building, up a couple of steps, is an altar. Either sacrifices were made here, potentially, or maybe just sermons. Hard to tell, really. Any kind of religious aspect of this building has been reasonably thoroughly scrubbed, apart from the large sun that is imprinted on the floor. And as you wait and wait,
Can I? Oh.
it begins to dawn on you that suddenly it is quieter than it was before.
Mhm.
Oh, that's a problem.
At which point, the entire wall at one end explodes inwards, a huge horse-like dragon head bursting through. And Taral, you look into the eyes of the last thing you saw before you died.
No.
I knew. I smelt you. I don't know how you came back, but I'm gonna make sure you die properly this time. And that's where we'll end it for the evening.
Well, fuck.
Damn.
Oh, shit.
Fuck! Why did I have to write a dragon into my backstory?
What did you do?
Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody.
Holy shit, you fucked up, boys.
You done fucked up.
Why?
God damn.
I hope you everyone enjoyed themselves this evening.
Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness.
And
Absolutely.
make sure you come back next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, definitely coming back next week. Holy shit.
And with that, thank you very much, everybody. Good night. And remember, don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Don't ride a dragon in your backstory.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Boy.
In a world of adventure, of magic and might, with crypts full of cryptids and caverns of light, and evil is lurking, hungry to conquer the land. We're alone come for heroes, ready to march out to war. Destined for greatness, fighting like never before. nothing can damper their spirits or shatter their